What up, world? We back. It's episode 18. It's another one. I'm your host, Spiff Ellis. Y'all know the drill. Y'all know the drill. Yeah, grab yourself markers, grab yourself a sketchbook, some pencils, a kneaded eraser or a regular eraser, whatever you might have. And let's get going, man. I'm here trying to get y'all some inspiration for some artwork, just to give you some motivation and inspiration to create. Artist block happens. Sometimes we don't know how to get our ideas out, and it happens to all of us, but today we're gonna create. I don't really celebrate Halloween. I feel like I celebrated Halloween maybe 2 times in my life when I was super young. I grew up in a Christian home, and it's not to judge anybody, but I don't really like how satanic it all is, but it is what it is, you know what I mean? But yeah, like I just, for some reason, I didn't really know what to draw, but I was inspired by Edward Scissorhands, not only because it's, Halloween month or whatever. It's more so because I just thought it was such a weird movie, but I thought it was kind of cool. I feel like I related to it because of how much of an outcast he was. You know what I mean? Because at first, it's like he was super scary, he was super repulsive, and he was a genius on the low, and they didn't know. So later on, he was cutting, grass into dinosaurs, the bushes into dinosaurs. He was cutting hair, like he was just a creative, and he just wanted to be loved. And I feel like, I had a conversation with my boy. His name is Regis, and we was speaking about. He just was checking on me, and I really appreciated that. And I felt like, he was just purely hitting me up just to see, like, yo, how are you doing? How you been, bro? I'm like, yeah, I'm good, man. Just maintaining, trying to create, trying to be a better human. You know what I mean? And we just kind of briefly started to talk about being an artist. We started to talk about mental health. We started to talk about the process of creativity and how some of the most creative people are just not, I wouldn't say mentally ill, but they're broken. And within that brokenness, we create a world that's beautiful, out of our pieces, out of the fragments of, who we are, who we were, who we want to be. And I think it's just like this mixture of all of those ideas and all of those, all of those dimensions of ourselves. And I feel like, I can honestly say I'm broken. I'm broken in many ways. I'm broken from homelessness. I'm broken from, heartbreak and just mental challenges. I'm broken from, promises I may have kept to myself or God, or I don't know, like just broken from, mental abuse, from family to friends to myself to just, I don't know, like just there's a lot of brokenness that I deal with, but I feel like 85% of the brokenness that I experience comes from the things that I tell myself, the things that I've told myself over the years, the stories that I've subscribed to, the things that I, keep replaying, all the ruminating, like just doing myself dirty, you know what I mean? And a lot of times people can tell you things and then you subscribe to it so much so that you start to tell it to yourself. And as you tell it to yourself, you really live that out, you know what I mean? And you live that out to the point where you literally stop growing, because now you're like, okay, such and such said that I'm a bad guy. Such and such said that I'm a player. Such and such said that I'm, not worthy of love, or, such and such said that I'm not a good enough good enough artist, or a good enough model, or a good enough, father or mother. You know what I'm saying? These like words are things. I remember Maya Angelou once said that in an interview. I forgot who the interviewer was, but it was really, she said something. What did she say? She said that words are things. She believes that words become things. They get in your clothes, they get on your walls, they get in you, and they live there. So, the words you speak, they build the house that you end up living in. And, I just feel like it's so important to be mindful of the words that we speak of ourselves and the words that we speak to others. And you know what I mean? Because, I'm about to be 26 on October 18th. Like, my birthday's coming up. And the fact that I'll be 26 is crazy. And it's not, oh, I'm about to be 26, I'm not where I want to be. Yeah, sometimes you might think of that, but those thoughts only come because of social media. Those thoughts only come because of comparison. Those thoughts only come because we feel like we're missing out on things, and we feel like at 26 we have to have it figured out. Like, yo, I'm still young. I don't have any gray hairs. No knock to any young people who might grow a couple gray hairs from stress or just genetics, but in all seriousness, like I'm not old. It's not the end. And I feel like, because I'm just getting started, it feels like, I don't really know what I'm doing sometimes, and that's all right. I know me as a man, as a person, that I'm very empathetic. I feel like I'm very caring. I feel like I'm very loving. I feel like I can be kind. I think just the times that I'm not being kind are the times that I just feel like to myself, like I don't really want to talk to people. I don't really want to be around people too long. I personally don't like being out too long. And it's not because I'm a boring person. It's just because I like my alone time, because I feel like when I'm out with other people, it's good to communicate, to show your face, to, interact with people. And because, sometimes people need, or all the time, people need what you have, when you believe that you're a special person, when you believe in your purpose. But there just comes a time for me where I feel like my social meter runs out, and I feel like I need to go back inside and make some beats, study some beats, study how to make better beats, you know what I mean? And chop up samples, go through samples, anything that's therapeutic for me, because I feel like, I think honestly, we don't really understand the idea that we are our longest relationship, like ourselves, us, and to neglect yourself and to neglect all the things that you were born to do is an insult to God, like an insult to yourself. You know what I mean? Like being yourself is the highest, compliment to yourself possible. I feel, there's no amount of money that could buy style. There's no amount of money that can buy, joy and happiness. I feel like, I love having money because I know what it's like to be without. I know what it's like to be homeless. I've been homeless, a couple times, many times actually, the struggle, and I'm thankful for it. There were times I was sad about it, but I thank God for my homelessness and the poverty that I've experienced at an early age, because it gifted me grind. It gave me the drive that I have today. And I think the times that the days that I wake up and I'm not productive as productive as I want to be, is because I'm overthinking. And it's not because I'm incapable. I know I'm capable of busting out 3 drawings a day. I used to do it. That's how I built my following, by God's grace. And this following that I have, this platform is not a mistake. I'm learning how to use it, but I think that because everything that's happening now is so new, it's like we don't know what to do. Like, there's so many people that have platforms and followers, and everybody's expecting them to go out there and say the right things, but I don't know how to do that. You know what I mean? I'm not going to walk in perfection. I'm not God. I'm not perfect. I can't ever be, but I know that I can create and put out content that's inspiring and uplifting enough to get you through this confusing time. Like, we are in a very, very crazy time. It's wild, you know what I mean? But I just can't be sad every morning and feel like I can't contribute at all. Like, if I don't know how to protest properly or, donate money to the right causes, I'm learning. This is new. Like, I don't have a team. Like, this is just me. You know what I mean? It's me and God and those that love me and those that are currently around me and those that are praying for me, those that are, believing in me, rooting for me, even those that don't like me, even my enemies, even people that I don't have any enemies. Like, anybody that has a problem with me, that is what it is. Like, God bless you. You feel me? But it's really like I'm learning and you're learning, and it's a process. To be 25 years old, for me, I got noticed really early, like 18, 19, right out of high school. I started to blow up, so to speak. My work started to blow up, you know what I mean? And just to see this journey has been beautiful, you feel me? But it all means nothing if I'm not impacting anybody and impacting lives of the youth and the kids that are coming up, even the older people, whether you're 60, 70, 80, I feel like I got something to say to y'all too, y'all generation, you know what I mean? Because there's a lot of things that maybe you didn't want to do or you didn't see was important at the time when you were in your 20s, but my advice, is to slow down, breathe, pace it, take a break, and regroup, reset, restart, and realize that you're the clay. You know what I mean? You're the clay. You're being molded. You're being molded every single day. You're being carved every day. You know what I'm saying? It's a forever game. Like, I play the long game. I refuse to expect everything to be great overnight. I refuse to expect these unrealistic, toxic, masculine, expectations for myself. You know what I mean? Like, just all these things that the world and society is pushing down our gullet, that forcing us to believe, or forcing us to believe that we have to be, the standard of beauty, the standard of what a man should be, the standard of what a woman should be, the standard of this and that and the third, but just focusing on all of that, it just kind of takes away from all the things that you could be really doing, like starting a business, working on that painting, making music, just any way you could better yourself and focus on your evolution. Because if you don't focus on your evolution, you're looking at everybody else's evolution, and then you can't manifest anything worthwhile. Everything valuable is worth waiting for. Everything that's valuable is worth having, but only if you believe that you can have valuable things. It does not matter your circumstance. It does not matter where you are. It does not matter what you're doing right now. It does not matter. What matters is what you can envision in your brain that is possible for your life and your family to come, or whether you have a family now, whether you have a girlfriend, a boyfriend, whether you're married, whether you're not, whether you're divorced, whoever you are. It's like, dude, like, are you, homie, like, you can do it. You can do all things. You know what I'm saying? Only if you feel that you can. Because all these goals, all these aspirations and plans, they don't mean anything if you don't have belief first. Like, belief is the ultimate first step. It's not about changing. How can you change if you don't believe you can change? How can you grow if you don't believe you can grow? How can you, be loved if you don't believe that you're lovable? It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's a hand-in-hand thing. It's a cycle of belief and action and result. It's just the way it is. So for me, I feel like it's just vital. It's essential to just believe, as hard as it is, as hard as it can be, regardless of your relapses, regardless of when you fall short, regardless of your shortcomings, regardless of, your bad days and just the days of you slacking and you dragging your feet, you procrastinating. It's a part of the journey. You know what I'm saying? I think anybody who wants better has already won, because now God is starting to work in your favor. He's like, all right, such and such want to change this and stop that or get better at that. It's gonna happen, so with this artwork, man, I pray that it just affects everybody in a very strong way, in a very influential way. I believe that I have influence. I believe that I was born to be influential. Not like the cliche, oh, I'm an influencer. Like, nah, I'm talking about real life, real under the skin, real in your spirit, influence, influencing you to do everything that you set out to do, no matter how long it takes, and to believe that it's possible, no matter how long it's taking. You feel me? That's the results I'm looking for, and that's the results that I feel like I provide. And I believe that, I was created for a purpose. I'm here. God felt like the world needed one of me, and whether I like it or not, I make a difference. And that mirror, you look in that mirror, you feel the same way. Look at the mirror the same way, like the same way I do. Even the days, I don't feel like there's days I don't believe it. I just feel like there's days that I kind of lose a little bit of the focus on that fact. Like, the fact is, you do make a difference. You do matter. If you didn't, you wouldn't have woken up today. There's people that didn't wake up today, not saying they didn't matter, but God was done with them. It's just like, you just realize you're not finished, and you just realize that there's so much more to go. There's so much more of this path to walk. There's so much, more soaring to happen. The wings haven't fully grown yet, or maybe your wings, grew and you flew, and then they got clipped by somebody or something, or some situation, something traumatic or something that happened. You know what I mean? But regardless, just know that, you know, we all in this together. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, respectfully, you know, we respect each other's journeys. I want the best for everybody. You know, I don't hate anyone. I don't have a problem, you know, with anyone. Any problem that I might have with other people is just something minuscule. It doesn't even really matter. You know what I mean? But I'm working on it. I'm working on myself. I'm just trying to maintain. But yeah. Be blessed, man. Be easy. Pick up that marker. All right? Pick up that marker. Pick up whatever you want to do, whatever you love, and do it. All right, I'm Spiff.